No. All right, back. I gotta go back. No. All right, back. I gotta go back. Gotta go to Facebook right now. Okay, so I'm back and there's nobody in chat right now, but hopefully that'll change soon. The inauguration was great. It was really great seeing the frown on the foreign secretary's or foreign minister's face of China. Oh, what a sad boy. Giorgia Meloni, the is it Prime Minister of Italy or President of Italy? She was at the inauguration. Javier Milei, President of Argentina, was there. Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson from Britain. Katie Hobbs showed up. I think she was just outside. But it was a great day. It was just a great day for everybody, I think. I know there are probably people out there that are very sad. I don't know why. Somebody's got to lose an election and somebody's got to win, all right? That's just the way it is. The people have spoken, and they didn't want Kamala Harris. I'm sorry to tell you that. I know how hard it is. Trust me. But, you get up and you go out and you go on. My dog is sitting here. Okay. I don't know what's going on. And that's just, what happens is you lose an election and you get up the next morning and you go to the gym. You go to work. It happens every 4 years. It happens every 2 years, actually, because both houses of Congress are up every 2 years. That's just the way it is. You gotta get over it. You gotta let it go. Just let it go. Anyway, so what? It was really, Melania looked great. The hat, I gotta tell you, man, that hat, she was rocking it yesterday. And then her gown for the ball was amazing. She looked, Ivanka, oh my God, she looked amazing too. It was just great. Usha Vance looked great. It's such a good feeling having people who aren't completely psychotic, who love their kids, who know what a woman is and know what a man is, know how to be classy and elegant. And it's like, Democrats don't know how to do that. They really, I still have nightmares of Jill Biden's leather ballerina skirt with the fishnet stockings. Go, that's not elevated style. That's definitely not something I would be caught wearing. And I'm younger, like by 2 decades than her. It's like, the fuck are you wearing? So anyway, so it was great. Cardinal Dolan had a great benediction. I guess some female bishop came up and said some stupid shit, woke shit. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. Go away. J.D. Vance is rolling his eyes. Yeah, it was funny. But he's Catholic and we don't truck with that shit. We really don't. So, everything is changing. And you can feel it. You can feel it in the air. You can see online. The lefties, what's left of them is still going to cry, and who cares? Okay. No more woke military, no more DEI in government. Meta got rid of all of it. Seriously, all of it. And I have a feeling we're going to see film studios do the same thing. What good is it? Now, if you guys remember, it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I was doing my investigatorial stuff like I always do. And uh, and it was jumped out at me that Rain Roberts, who was one of the people um, who worked on the Acolyte, she's on the producers list, no longer works at Lucasfilm. She failed upwards. She's now at is it Searchlight as a senior vice president, and they've got a new guy named Derek Hoffman who seems like he'd be more into doing animation, and I think that might be the main direction Star Wars is going right now because of budgetary issues. There's, I mean, I got Alan Bergman news too. Has anybody noticed how the one person who's kind of stepping forward and basically being the face of Disney is Bob Iger's right hand for film, Alan Bergman. I'm going to make he's going to be at the South by Southwest, was it a film festival? And he's going to be there to do a presentation or talk. And I'm telling you guys right now, I am thinking he is going to be the CEO of Disney. I just got this gut feeling because he's the one that basically announced that the only movie Star Wars is making is the Mando and Grogu thing. And he's the one that basically came out. It wasn't Bob Iger. It was Alan Bergman. And he was talking about stuff that isn't really his niche because he doesn't do TV. He was basically taking what Iger's job, basically saying that the Acolyte wasn't where it needed to be. And was very happy with the reception of where we've seen the Skeleton Crew go. Okay, so I'm agreeing with Cameron Pasha. I believe we're going to get a second season. Really, Watson Ford said they were pretty sure it was just going to be one season, but if something came up with, if they could do a time jump, because kids grow. I mean, those kids we've got, those kids are bigger than they were when they made the show. Okay, so, get older teenage Wim, Neil, and Fern and KB. All right, I could see that, So there it is. So I wouldn't doubt that's going to happen. But I do think Alan Bergman is set to be the CEO of the Walt Disney Company. It just feels like it to me. I don't know why my gut is saying that, but it is. No word on the Karen McCarthy thing, the lawsuit, and no word on the Gina Carano. The fact that it's gone to Discovery and we haven't heard anything kind of tells me some things about that lawsuit. People are terrified I think that let's put it this way, the lawyers that Disney hired for the Gina Carano thing were probably not the best, all right? Because they're telling Bob Iger, who I think probably knows better, that they can beat this lawsuit. And it's like, no, you can't. Why would you say that? Okay, again, why? Anyway, so there's that. What else is going on? Oh yeah, there's a Sparrow scoop coming out, and I'm going to be waiting for Cameron to post it, and I'm going to read it, and then I'll let you guys know what it says. But if I were you, I'd go right now to Patreon and get a $5 membership so you can read it yourself. It's about Natalie Portman. I don't know what it is, but they could really be considering doing a Clone Wars series, a live television series, which I think would be kind of cool. You know, maybe a what if. I don't know. I mean, it just, you know, whatever is that is going to be, you know. So we'll have to see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what the what the uh, what the story is yet. TikTok was saved. I doubt it's going to go anywhere. I think what they're going to have to do is buy. We're going to have to get Kevin O'Leary, who outed Bob Iger as being one of the investors in Sam Bankman-Fried's thing. I can't remember what it's called. Kevin O'Leary wants to buy it. Okay, and I'm not going, if Kevin O'Leary wants it, cool. Now, there's another app now called RedNote that the idiots from TikTok are jumping to. And it's still owned by the same, it's owned by the Chinese government. This is how stupid teenagers are. All right, it's like you've been told that platform was a national security risk. So when it goes down, all of you in a horrifying flurry jump to RedNote, which is owned by the same people who make TikTok a national security risk. Now, again, I don't believe in banning social media sites, but I do believe that there needs to be some regulation about foreign governments, especially ones like China, owning sites that U.S. citizens can access. I don't believe in, and I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. China's an enemy of ours. They're not nice to us. Okay, they don't like you. Okay. Hey, Cross. Oh, I know that, but I still have hope. You know, I still have hope. Anyway, so there's that, and really, there's no Star Wars news beyond what Cameron just found out from Sparrow, and it's going to be very interesting. They're in a really interesting place. Like yesterday in my upload, I talked about, would you be wiser just to recast Han, Luke, and Leia and pray that the fans don't get pissed off, you know, or that you make a mistake and hire someone who's completely unfit for the part. Awful air and yuck. Okay. We know what that looks like if you don't do it right. And to be honest, I gotta admit, you guys, do you trust these people casting? At least before Kennedy leaves? No. All right. But deep fake, apparently, CGI and the AI stuff they have to use, costs a lot of money. And in the video yesterday, I gave you guys a piece of Shamook's work. Harrison Ford at the premiere of 1923, his Taylor Sheridan Dutton show. And he was being interviewed by somebody on the red carpet, but he looked like he was 50 years old, right? You look at it and you're like, I showed it to my mother-in-law and I showed it to my husband, and my mother-in-law was really like, oh my gosh. My husband is like, that's spooky. It is. Because it looked, I mean, it's really hard to tell. And then somebody else did a scene from Severance with the main actor, and then below it, Keanu Reeves replacing him in CGI. You can't tell the difference. You think it's actually Keanu Reeves. You know, and it's like, I'm really hoping that they don't go live action or live for Han, Luke, and Leia. If, and other actors that have passed away are older now, if they can do a good job. But even if it's good, even if it's seamless, there's always going to be someone, you know, like the Black Pill Blobs, you know, probably Geeks and Gamers and Ryan Cannell and all the rest of that garbage, who are going to complain because that's how they make money, even if it's good. Okay? Like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. The first 20 minutes, it's Indy in what, 1945, 1944? And there are only a few times when you can kind of go that feels like it's off. And then suddenly it looks great. All right? It really, really does. And, you know, the idea that it's a bad thing to do, it makes me go, why would you say that? Look at how good this looks. You know, look at how good it looks. All right. So anyway, there's that. So, you know, but they've got a lot to think about. And Brendan Wayne, as you know, John Wayne's grandson, and the body man for The Mandalorian. It's not Pedro, thank God. Basically posted that they were done filming Mando and Grogu. Now we know that there are parts of Mando and Grogu that are not yet completed. Okay, and you know, file that under normal reshoots or add-ons. And that's, you know, what that is. But so, you know, 2026 is going to be lit. All right, because that's when it's coming out. Now, the whip on X is not, he basically said there was going to be a change in when Mando and Grogu was going to be released. And he hasn't come back out and said what it was. And that was, God, that was almost 2 months ago. So there's really no change in that either. No word on Kennedy's situation. Her house was in danger of the fires. Harrison Ford, I don't think, lost his house. They saved Brentwood. And like I said, nobody deserves to have that happen. Nobody. If you don't have the but they, you know, oh, Mega, if you're going to talk like that, go somewhere else. Period. This comes right out of Ryan Cannell and his garbage, his black pill, negative garbage that he says something totally negative and wrong, puts out his hand, and you people give him money. Don't do that anymore. Don't do that. There's no such thing as wasting your time. Okay? And they have to fucking fix it so people like you stop talking like that. Okay? All right? You understand? If anybody should be buried, it's the YouTubers who go on here and scream Star Wars is dead, give me money. You know? I mean, it's like, what the fuck do you want? You call yourself Star Wars fans, then you say shit like that. Thanks, Cross. I mean, you're not a Star Wars fan if you say shit like that. What's the point of the first movie, A New Hope? When you go on one of my live streams, I've got Obi-Wan's last message from the end of the last season of Clone Wars. All right? It's hope. And if you can't hope, why do you care then? And hi, Baze, by the way. Baz is right. I mean, the deep fake, it's when you look at the Keanu Reeves thing, it is seamless to the point where you're like, you can't believe what you're looking at because it literally is Keanu Reeves in that role. Okay, and that is the truth. Um, you know, and no, you can't kill a franchise. It's an idea. Let them do what they have to save it. You put the sequel trilogy in a what if alternate universe, never to be trifled with again. Okay, if you've noticed, no one's talking about Rey anymore. No one's talking about Kyle Ron. It's basically the silence is deafening. But we've got a bunch of people who make it a point to say all roads lead to the sequel trilogy because they can't afford not to. They've based their whole stupid business idea, their business model, on that shit. Okay? And we got a bunch of people out there that regurgitate it and don't think about it. They don't think about what they're talking about. Okay, they don't think about the words that are coming out of their mouths. Are they that hopeless? Or are they that uninformed and lazy? I think they're uninformed and lazy. That's what I think. Okay, I just, you know, you can't live your life like that. You know? I mean, the day after the election of, yes, we could get the stories we want to see with the characters we loved. You know, they're bringing back Natalie Portman and probably gonna do something with her. They're gonna have to de-age her, just like they did with Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford. That would be fine. Uh, you know, they have to do something. Okay, Disney didn't buy Star Wars to see it fail. They made terrible personnel moves when they kept Kathleen Kennedy. And, I mean, from hiring J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson and J.J. Abrams and, hiring, John Kasdan to write for Solo because he was Larry Kasdan's son. Why? That's first off, that's nepotism. He's a nepo boy. He's a nepo baby. He's a nepo hire. Second of all, he's not talented enough. And third of all, he's a woke, deviant freak. Okay? He's the one that said Lando Calrissian is pansexual. Does that mean that I can't put a frying pan around Lando? Woke is dead. Now we can get back to Star Wars. Now we can get back to saying the Millennium Falcon and everything else. Well, JJ's got a very lower end deal, I think, with Warner Brothers after they cut him loose from the big thing that nothing happened with. I don't know what's going on with him. Ryan Johnson, silent. Leslie Headland is in New York with her play that no one's going to see. Rain Roberts left Lucasfilm. They have two Hispanic people, men, taking over for the black woman who did DEI and the black woman who was a social media director. Okay. DEI is dead. And to me, when I look at DEI, areas on for companies like Disney that just looks like a job that you're never going to go anywhere. It's just you sit in an office playing tiddlywinks, okay? And I don't, you know, and I probably these offices, these studios have to have a DEI office by law, okay? Oh yeah, I mean, did you guys know that some idiot reporter? I gotta grab a can, another can of soda. Some idiot reporter asked Billy D. Williams about Lando Calrissian being pansexual, and Billy was like, "I don't even know what that means." You know, the guy's in his 80s. Leave him alone. These are the things that make you go. You look at reporters and think, you probably should not be allowed in this job that you have because you're terrible at it. You know, I mean, they are. They're just absolutely terrible at it. You know, it's just, you know, why would you ask Billy D. Williams about that? What a disrespectful question. Assuming he thinks about wokeness. Let me explain something about most of the black men I know. They don't like that shit. Okay, they really, really don't. And most of the black women I know aren't appreciative of it either. Okay, they're not. And it's like, they're kind of like, no, no, okay. So I do think a lot of those offices are there just for window dressing, because by law, I'm going to assume, California state law, they have to be, which is why I think Hollywood should pick its shit up and move to someplace like Nevada or Texas, someplace like that, so they can get back to making movies. All right. We know that Ahsoka season 2 is going to be filmed in England. I don't know why. I don't know if Baz is here. He has been talking. Can you tell me if there is a law in England demanding companies do woke hiring? Because if there is, then the reason I think that they moved everything to England is to get away from it, okay? I mean, so anyway. So, you know, we've got that. Let's see, Alan Bergman again. He's been in the news a lot. He's been public a lot. He does a lot of things that I see CEOs do. Okay, great, Baz. And it's interesting for me to see that, because the idea that they're looking outside of Disney, they might say that, but, you know, I don't know. I don't know. My theory is he's got the job. Dana Walden was probably part of that hit piece from last August on Bob Iger, and he found out about it. Okay, he found out about it. So who knows? We've got Star Wars Celebration happening in Tokyo soon. And the guy that played Queer Mirror, or whatever he was, the so-called Sith, he's actually going. Why, I don't know. And the Acolyte, I don't know why. The Filipino wannabe Kyle Ron dude. So stupid. And, you know, so we got, you know, so we just got that stuff going. You know, we just, I mean, that's really what's going on. Brendan Wayne said Mando and Grogu rapped. And so, we haven't heard anything from any of the lawsuits. Nothing from the lawsuit over the copyright infringement and etc. about that bag from Indiana Jones. Nothing about the Karen McCarthy lawsuit or the Gina Carano. And trust me, Gina gets asked. Gina gets asked a lot about that. And it's really cold here. It's 19 degrees, but when Rudy woke up this morning, our weather station had it at 0. Okay. It was 29 below 0 wind chill in my hometown. And in western Minnesota, there were 2 places where the real feel was 40 below 0. Okay. All right. So they moved it probably for funding purposes. Kim, all right. These people want a season 2 of The Acolyte. They really, really do. Now, we know that, all right, the scoop is in, so I'm going to give you this, and then I gotta go, because I want to read it. We know that, that was weird, whatever that was. The High Republic is over. Justina Ireland posted on Blue Skies that it was emotionally damaging for her to be part of Star Wars. It's like, because you're a woke fat cow. That Kevin Scott basically said his High Republic comic book was going to be the last one. So everything that the Acolyte is supposed to be attached to is done. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I gotta go. I want to see what Cameron is saying, and and then I gotta start making dinner. So okay, so there is no legal requirement. Well, if they don't hire a diverse cast, and they don't have to, but it's probably due to tax rebates, tax credits too. I don't know. So I gotta go because Cameron just posted the scoop. I'll see you guys around the galaxy. Be safe. It's been a good couple of days, taters. The J6 prisoners are all being released, and there you go. This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.